Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a Mary Kay haul for you guys slash a review, which I'm wearing the makeup I'm going to be talking about in this video. So let's go ahead and get on into it. A little bit of disclaimer, just want to state like why we're filming in here today. It's extremely foggy outside this morning. So foggy, there's like no natural light going on. So we're in here using the good old setup I had at the trailer at my vanity with the not overhead light, well I got that on too, but like my really bright lamp light. And then of course you get a nice view of my husband's bedside table. Let's go ahead and get on into this video. I do want to note that I had a very scary thing happen at the very end of this video. You'll see it. That was quite terrifying. I'm still shaking because it literally just happened. Happened in the middle of me filming. You'll see all that, but it was quite scary. So if I'm still a little bit jumpy and breathy, I'm sorry. That's also why I have this on, because I just jumped up and threw on some clothes because I had on my house robe. So if you want to know what all that was about, you'll have to keep watching. But yeah, so we'll get on into this. The first thing that I want to show you guys, if I can find it, the Mary Kay brush cleaner, and this is great for just spot treating your brushes, which I really need to do more often. It works really well. I should have brought a towel in here so I could have showed you guys. Let me see if I have something I could use real quick. Here's one of my husband's socks. So this is just like a spot treatment. It's not for like a deep clean on your brushes, but here's my, well, this guy needs cleaning, so I used him on accident. This is my powder brush. I accidentally used him for my bronzer this morning. So we just spritz him and then we just rub it and it just gets all the makeup off. It does have a good smell to it, but also has a very alcohol-based smell to it. So I don't know if you're like me, but that kind of chokes me up a little bit. But just for a quick spot treatment, it does a really good job. And I think this product was around $10 or so. It wasn't super expensive, but I would definitely say it's worth it, especially just to spot treat. So here we go. You can see that's where I started. Maybe if we can get it in focus with the super bright light. Let's see how well. Can we see that? That light is so bright. Let's see. I'm going to turn this off real quick. Let's see. Can you see this any better? Okay. So this is where I first started, and it's super dark, and then you can just see it fades down the sock. See right here, and there's like really nothing going on. So it does a really good job just like kind of spot treating everything. And kind of just, you know, in between cleans, or like if you use the wrong brush on something and you need to get it cleaned, I definitely recommend this. It was only about $10. It's really good. This next one over here, we can talk about this guy. It's the Mary Kay gel. It's a cream eyeshadow. This one is in the color Apricot. I thought it would be a really good dupe for that MAC Apricot paint pot, I think is what it is, that everybody seems to really enjoy using here on YouTube as like a transition color or a base color. And I thought this might be a good dupe. Granted, I think it was about 10 bucks or so, maybe 12. Kind of pricey, but it is so creamy. I've already got a swatch here from earlier in the video. How well can you see that right here? So creamy going on, so shiny. I think it would make for a great highlight in the summer when everybody's super bronze and tan. And I've also got it on today as like my crease shadow slash like just base to help keep my eyeshadow on. And I think it's doing a pretty good job so far. Granted, I haven't had it on very long. And it dries beautifully. Like I'm all over this and it's not moving at all. It's not budging. Like look at all that. Not going anywhere. So obviously you could use it as like a long day wear just by itself, but I got it to use as like a base under other eyeshadows. So 2 down, here we go. We've got the Mary Kay gel eyeliner. This stuff is fantastic. I can't rave about it enough. I know I've already got it in a few videos that I've talked about earlier or whatever, but this guy does not budge. So if you like to wear your black eyeliner and you wear it often, I highly recommend him. He was $18, I believe, which is a bit pricey for eyeliner in my opinion, but I think it's going to last a really long time. It's a good size portion, and it doesn't budge. It is worth it just so you don't get raccoon eyes at the end of the day. It does not move. I've got the concealer and highlighting pen. They were okay. I definitely want to play with them a little bit more, but they definitely didn't work very well for what I wanted them for. I wanted this guy for like under eye concealer. Not very great for that because it's quite thick, so it doesn't apply very easily. And then this is a highlighting pen, and I got it for highlighting cheekbones and other places of the face, and I just don't really feel like it did a whole lot. So I kind of want to try it out under my eyes, see if it doesn't brighten under my eyes, because it is a very thin consistency, so maybe this would work really good as like an under eye brightener, but it's not doing a great job in my opinion as just a highlighter. So we've got one more product here that I want to share with you guys that I picked up from Mary Kay, and it is their Mary Kay Lash Primer. Again, it was kind of a flop. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless your eyelashes need like some conditioning. Like this says you can use it every day as just like a conditioner on your eyelashes, even if you're not using any mascara, or if you want to put mascara on top, it'll help protect your eyelashes from the mascara. But the only time I would think that I would really need to use this is if I'm using a mascara that I know gets really dry and damaging for my eyelashes and I have a lot of like eyelash fallout from it. But just like on a regular basis, I don't think this guy is necessarily necessary. So that wraps up my Mary Kay haul. I know it was super quick. Like I said, I'm really jumpy and shaky. So we'll go ahead and get on into the rest of the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Sorry about the ending there. Like I said, got really freaked out. Yeah, I'll let you guys get on into the rest of the video. So I went ahead and I've already got my foundation on and my eyebrows are done. So we're ready to get, what was that? We're ready to get started with trying out the Mary Kay concealer. So this guy's quite yellow. They don't exactly have like an under eye concealer or an under eye brightener. There's like concealer and a highlighting pen and all that fun stuff. So I thought, you know, maybe I'd give these a go and see if they don't work for under eye concealers and stuff like that, because this guy from Maybelline, he is from Maybelline, right? Yeah. The Age Rewind, I'm about out. As you can see, there's not a whole lot left in here. We're going to go ahead and start out with the concealer here, and we'll see what we end up with. So, I'm just going to take a little bit here on the back of my hand. You can see it's very yellow. How well is that coming up on camera? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, so we got a little bit there, and I don't know, I guess I'll just use my beauty blender, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so I'm not liking using the beauty blender for this. Let's see if we can use a brush. My voice just seems kind of cracky today, like, I don't know. What was that? I don't know. Sorry, that was weird. Banjo agrees. It was weird. I'm so tired. Like, this new job with these kids, like, wearing me out. Like, oh my goodness. I don't know about that. What do you guys think? And I also have to say, I was very disappointed in the nail polish. Like, oh, that nail polish just kind of sucks. It's so, like, sheer and liquidy. Like, sorry, I've got a mirror, like, right next to the camera that I'm looking at. If that looks weird for you guys. But I feel like this concealer is not doing anything. What do you guys think? Sorry, there's, like, way too much brightness going on. But I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I like my Maybelline better. I would probably not repurchase that one. Thankfully it was a free item. Since I hosted the Mary Kay party, I got some free stuff, but I wouldn't say this is worth its money. I'm not really sure how much it would have been originally. I really don't remember, but probably not worth it. And this is the highlighting face pen. I got it in, what color are you? Got it in the lightest shade possible. It just says shade 1 on here. But it's like a pink, almost like a pink color highlighting pen. And it's obviously for highlighting your cheeks and such. I don't know. Maybe I should do the rest of my stuff first. Ugh, I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry, guys. I'm out of it. I'm dreading going into work. Like, I have to go in for 4 hours of training, and I'm just, like, not feeling it. Because I've worked 9 hours the last 2 days. Like, 18 hours total. Because I'm doing a 40-hour work week, but these kids are just dry. I used the wrong brush. Now this needs to be washed. That is my powder brush, not my contouring brush. These kids are driving me up a wall. Like, and they're good kids. There's, you know, they're good kids. but they're just really high energy, and they're very demanding. Somebody is always needing something. Which I guess is why they're at daycare, because they can't take care of themselves, obviously. I went ahead and did my contouring and bronzing and all that fun stuff. So now we can go ahead and get on into this facial pen and see what we can do with this guy. So I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with him, but highlighting. So, well, I'm so raspy this morning. We're just going to take him along the cheekbones here. Just like so. And then I'm going to blend him out with my Beauty Blender. He blends really well, which is nice. But I can't say that it really does that much for highlighting my cheekbones, seriously. We'll try that one with my fingers, blending it on this side. Do you hear Banjo? He's in here. He's demanding breakfast. What was that? What was that? Do you want to come say hi? Oh, big boy. Say hi to the camera. This is Banjo. My big putty tat. Oh! Big green eyes. Look at him big green eyes. My little buddy, and I love him so much. He's hungry and he wants fed. On the bed. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this guy right here so far. I'm wondering if maybe he would work better as like under the eyes maybe. Obviously not for like a concealer, but just for brightening everything. But I've got powder there and I don't want to go messing with that. He's drinking out of Mike's water cups. Oh, I guess that's a root beer. Leave it alone. Shoo. Go. No. My husband needs to stop bringing drinks in here. Like, I bring in water. I don't bring in drinks. I drink drinks. So, in the mornings, if the cats get into my glass from last night, like, they're just drinking water. But Mike has, like, Kool-Aid or tea, and so I like to come in here, and they like to get on his side. And I never think about his drinks, because it's not like we have the cats in here very often. It's very rare that they're in here. But when they do come in here, they like to get into the cups. Sounds like somebody fell over out there. I don't know if you guys heard that or not. So, what do we think so far? Personally, I don't feel like it's doing much of anything. I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with these guys a little bit more before I make like a decision of like they suck. But as is right now, and they're sleek packaging. I like the package. I mean, look at that. It's really shiny. It's shiny. But I don't know that it's worth the price tag that's on it. Seriously. So far those two have kind of been dud-ish. I'm going to go ahead and use the highlighter I normally use on top if I can find it. And then we'll get on in with the eyes. I went ahead and used my Pixie by Petra highlighter, which I use on a regular basis just because I really like it. And I also went ahead and put on my blush that's from Model Company, which I really like him too. So, let's move on into the eyes and see if these things don't work a little bit better. They do have a eyeliner, which I absolutely love, and I can't wait to share with you guys. And I'm pretty sure I've shown it in a few other videos already. But we'll go ahead and get started with this Mary Kay liquid, not liquid, it's like a gel, oh, it's a cream eyeshadow, if I can figure out what I'm saying. This is the Mary Kay cream eyeshadow in the color, what color is this? Apricot Twist. And I thought this would be a lot like the MAC paint pot. I think it's in a paint pot, maybe. I don't really have any experience with MAC products, but I thought this might be a good dupe for the one that everybody seems to like to use as an eyeshadow base, and I believe that one's in apricot as well. And if you're into watching YouTube, you probably know what I'm talking about. And this is just what this one looks like. Really pretty shimmery gold color. I don't know that this is going to work as like an everyday primer the way the MAC one does, but I think as just like a regular base, if you're going to be using some like browns and neutral colors, this is going to look really, really good. And this is so creamy. And let's just have a look at this right here on my hand. And I'll probably have done swatches for these in the beginning when I'm hauling all these Mary Kay products. But I'm actually filming this first, so I'm not really sure how that's all going to go. But let's just look at that. That is so pretty. Such a pretty gold color. I'm not sure how well that's showing up on my hand right now with the lighting that I have. It's kind of in the way, making it harder to see it. There we go. Look at that shine. That is just gorgeous. So pretty. Like, this would even be a gorgeous highlight in the summer. Like, look at that. So shiny and so creamy. It is so, so silky feeling. So I'm just going to pop that all over my eyelid, and we're going to go from there. But I don't know, this one's doing pretty good as being like a natural. It's very shimmery, but it's quite natural on. Quite natural looking on. So this might be a really good dupe for that MAC one. So what do we think? I don't know how well you guys can even see that on me. I don't know if you can even see that, but I think it's quite pretty. And again, I did get this to be a base under some eyeshadows. So I'll go ahead and do my eyeshadow, and then I'll let you guys know what I think as far as that working as a base, if it's gonna do a good job or not. Okay, so I went ahead and did my eyeshadow. Hopefully you can see it pretty good. Nothing too dramatic. I have to really light today. It's just two different colors on here. But I feel like the Mary Kay cream eyeshadow used as a base really helped give a little bit of depth to my eye, especially in the crease, and really acted as a good blending color. So, and the colors that I used today was just that Ipsy and NYX mashup that they did, and they sent out in the Ipsy bags last month. I've really been enjoying it, and I just have these two colors on. This one's all over, and this one's just in the outer crease right there, but I really feel like with that cream eyeshadow, it just kind of gives it a little something extra, a little extra depth to it that I don't normally get when I just use those two colors. So that one I would definitely recommend, and I would like to get a few more colors in this collection just to use as like bases under other colors that I like to use, if that made any sense. From there, we're going to go ahead and do the mascara, which I believe I've already talked about this guy, and I really, really like him. He does not move. Not a mascara. Eyeliner. But I love this guy. He does not move. It is their gel eyeliner in the color Jet Black, and he does not move all day long. I can't rave enough about him. As you can tell, I'm already like way into this, but it is some good stuff, let me tell you what. So I just like to kind of dip it into here and just scrape it off on the edges, the little excess. Y'all know I don't do cat eyes. I'm horrible at cat eyes. I tried doing it with this. Didn't work out very pretty. But I just like to use it on the upper rim of my waterline. And I just like to place it and push up. And this just helps to thicken the look of my lashes. It's great. It really just helps thicken the look of your lashes and give a little extra something there. And if you're really into doing like the all-on black eyeliner, like on your waterline and your upper rim and all that good stuff, you gotta check this guy out. He's not gonna budge. I used to really be into doing that kind of look, especially back when I was really into like the punk rock type look. This would have been my best friend. So I highly recommend him. Go check him out. This next one I have, and I believe the last one I have to talk about, is the Mary Kay Lash Primer. And I've yet to try it out, but I'm excited to see how it does. It's supposed to help like like lengthen your lashes and thicken them and get them ready for your mascara. So it just comes in this pearly kind of tube. I know it's reflecting really bad off of my light here. So and then you take it out, it's like all this white goop, I think. Or no, that's just the brush. The brush is black and white. And the product itself is clear, I think. Yeah, it's just like a clear mascara, so you can't really see it. So, I'm gonna put this on and see how it does. I expected it to be like a white mascara. Sorry, I got my mouth open. Lots of noise. So sorry about that, if that's bugging you. I'm not sure this guy really is doing much of anything. I don't feel like anything's changing. It's a lash primer. Let's see. It doesn't really give any information on what it's supposed to do. I guess that would have all been in the magazine, but oh no, right here. It's supposed to instantly intensify excuse me. Instantly intensify the volume and length of lashes with this clear dual-purpose formula that can be used as a lash conditioning undercoat to a mascara, or can be worn alone for a natural, healthy look. The unique dual-action brush is designed specifically to deliver formula from root to tip smoothly and evenly with no clumping. Blah, 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 tested, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, so it's supposed to be a conditioning kind of treatment for your lashes, and it's supposed to prime them for your mascara. If you feel like your eyelashes need a little bit of conditioning under your mascara because maybe your mascara dries really hard and makes them kind of brittle or something, this might be worth looking into. But just for like a regular everyday basis, I don't know how important or useful it's going to be to have. So, but I'm just going to put on a little bit of my favorite NYC mascara. It's their Sky Rise collection. One of my favorites, and we'll see if anything magical happens. I have to say that after having the primer on first, the primer really did a lot to like separate my lashes, and I think that might just be the brush that did all of that, but I definitely feel like my lashes feel much more separated. So that's a good thing. Oh, that's one coat of mascara after the primer. I should have done like a before and after. Like I should have done this one with the primer and this one without, just to see how it looked. Didn't think about that till just now, but I don't know that it's done much other than having my eyelashes more separated. And I don't know how well you guys can see that because I know the lighting in here is not that great. So go ahead and curl my lashes. And that'll be pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know that I'm noticing that much of a difference with my mascara, if that anything looks or feels any different. It all kind of seems the same to me. So the only two that I really gotta say are worth recommending checking out and buying would be the Mary Kay gel eyeliner. I mean, this stuff is fantastic. It's like $18 for a jar of it, but it is worth the money. It is, oh my goodness, it is fantastic. It doesn't budge all day. It'll stay in one spot. And then the Mary Kay eyeshadow pot. I would recommend this especially for like an eyeshadow base. I don't necessarily think it would wear long term by itself very well, but as a base underneath of your eyeshadow on a regular basis, I think that would definitely give some depth to your eyes as like a blending color, and would help your pigment stay on. The other guys, I'm going to have to play with them a little bit more as far as like the highlighting pen and the concealer, but I don't know that they're worth it. I mean, this is like, the highlighting pen is like their new thing, and I can honestly say I probably wouldn't buy it again. It's not really that great. So, and same with the concealer. What I would like to see from Mary Kay is something like... What was that? So I have no idea what that sound was, but oh man, that really freaked me out. So I locked my door in here, I was just sitting here for a minute, and then I heard like weird banging sounds on my window. Like where's my ring at? I don't have my ring on. That's not it. I must have left it in the bathroom. But okay, so yeah, there was that loud bang you just heard, and then, oh, here it is. So there was that loud bang, and then I heard what sounded like somebody was like hitting the glass on like my front bedroom window, and then I heard some other weird sounds like out in the like main part of the house. Really freaked me out. So I called the cops, and they came out here and they checked everything, and there was nothing here. But oh my god, that was terrifying. So that was scary. I don't know what the hell that was. That was weird. It's times like this that I gotta say I'm glad that I have a gun, because I just sat here like on my bed like holding my pistol, like, oh my god, don't let anybody be in my house. Like, I don't know, I would cry so hardcore. I don't know, that would be, I don't even like the thought of somebody breaking in here and me not being armed. Like, at least this way I have some kind of protection. Like, oh my god, that was just terrifying. So terrifying. And I felt bad to have cops come all the way out here and there would be like nothing going on, but I would rather call the cops and there would be nothing and have them check it out than to not call the cops and it'd be something and like me get hurt or killed or something, like because somebody actually broke into my house, which we kind of live on the bad side of town, so it wouldn't be like completely, you know, unheard of to have break-ins around here. But okay, so that's gonna wrap up this whole Mary Kay testing makeup thing. That yeah, that's that. I've never seen a video with that in it. Oh my god, I just need to breathe. That was terrifying. Oh my gosh, I'm so jumpy. So jumpy. So that wraps that up, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I would definitely recommend the not the mascara, but the eyeliner and the gel eyeshadow. Highly recommend those. They seem to do really, really good. The eyeliner is amazing. As for the mascara, the prepping mascara, only if that's something you really, really need. Like if your eyelashes are brittle and you think they need some conditioning. Otherwise, I don't think it's necessarily worth it. And then the concealer and the highlighting pen, I don't think they're worth their money. So that'll wrap up this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. No, that's gross. She licked his butt. I guess the new toys lost its excitement. Banjo. Big green eyes.